What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Rex and Reflects. Rex and Reflect. I'm Rex. Here we are reflecting. You know, I know it's been a little bit since the last time I uploaded one of these, but finally getting back into the swing of things. I don't want to say I got my motivation back, but I was kind of just waiting on something to happen, and now I have it. And you guys are going to see it in tomorrow's video, as well as an explanation of why I've been gone. To a point. But yeah, man, welcome back to Rex Reflect. This is more of a rambling video, so this one's gonna be a little bit longer compared to my last video, which was scripted, like I wrote it down in my journal. But yeah, man. So today's video is gonna be about choices and how you're not defined by your mistakes, rather you're defined by your choices. Yeah, so before we get into that, ramble for another second, even though I just said I wasn't. Since the last time I uploaded, I've been not like leak it, right? I have a list of stuff that I wanted to go over, and that's all like philosophical stuff or like questions or concepts that I'd want to cover in the Rex and Reflect videos. But I've had this thought for a while, because I'm sure, as most of y'all know, most of the people that watch my videos, my inner circle, you know what I mean, I got broken up with by the person I thought I was gonna marry. I'm a young guy. Everybody's gonna say there's plenty of fish in the sea. It's the one fish I want. But at the time, I really beat myself up with all of my thoughts, because I thought everything was on me, which unfortunately most of it probably is. But I came to the conclusion that she sees me as the person that made all those mistakes, or however many mistakes and however many choices, right? But she doesn't know now that I'm not letting those previous choices and mistakes define me, because I'm making choices to improve myself now and I'm making better choices overall, right? I'm choosing to do better for myself when initially I chose to do everything for her. But before then, I was choosing everything for myself. Now I'm choosing to do better for myself, but before I was just choosing myself. See, like, I have no script for this, bro. This is just something that's been on my mind for a long time. But that's how I relate it to myself, right? But we're here to talk about choices for everybody. I think that choices are what define a person's character, rather than their mistakes, which I think is what a lot of people hold people to on their character instead. I think if you choose to point out someone's mistake and use that to challenge their character, or hold that as to their character, it'll make it so you only see the bad in somebody, or you only see what you want to see in that person, if that makes sense. Like, let's say I chose, this is a choice that I have to make every day, right? This is a choice that everybody has to make every day. Recently I've started day trading, so I have to wake up. I have an alarm set for 6 every morning, so I can mark out a candle, right? and I have the choice to snooze my alarm and push it off and possibly miss, X, Y, and Z, this and that for for myself, or I can wake up, choose to do the hard thing because I know it will be better for myself in general. Um, and everybody else has the same option every day. Everybody else has the same choice every day. If you choose to do the hard task, you already have one win for the day. You already have something that'll set you. Not that anybody's above anybody, but you will have something that will set you above yourself, you above the previous version of yourself. Why, like, let's say over a week, you snooze your alarm 4 times, woke up on time 3 times. Okay, now the next day, are you going to choose to make it an even? Or in the next day after that, you can get yourself up, right? You can put yourself in the lead with the previous version of yourself because you're changing every day. This is something I said before, and in the last video, I think you have the choice to be exactly who you want to be, which I think is also what I said in the last video that I uploaded. You have the choice to be who you want to be, but you have to make that choice. And it probably sounds like a stupid quote, but it really does make sense if you think about it. Like, you can want, you can say, you can manifest as much as you want, you can put that out in the air, but none of it matters until you make the hard choice to do what you want to do what's right for you, to do what's best for you, to do what's best for everything. As difficult as it may be to make the hard choice, right? I think you should think more in the long term of why this choice is the best choice for you. Even though it may seem difficult now, it'll only pay off in the future. It'll only pay off. It can only pay off if you choose to make the hard choice for yourself, for your own benefit, for your own gain. It'll only benefit you. It'll only benefit you. And it may be selfish, but it's your life. Why would you not pick the best thing for yourself? Why would you not pick I don't want to say what'll make you right, but what'll make things best for you? What'll make things, I don't want to say easier for you, because you shouldn't choose the easy choice, right? We were just talking about making the hard choice. But you should always do what's best for you. And maybe the hard choice is I don't say skipping, but like maybe the hard choice is not doing what's normal for you. Like, let's say you've been on this grind for however long, you're on your 90-day hard or whatever. You have to, and you get sick, like super sick out of nowhere. You have to make the hard choice to put your future health, I'm gonna say at risk, but to make sure your future self is better. Because if you try to power through it, God forbid, it gets worse. It's a lot of just what your mind has been set to for so long, right? Most people think like, oh, this is a good example. So I was asked to change, and I think this is what I was trying to say the entire time, but I'm finally getting to it now. I've been so terrified of change my entire life that I let it control everything around me, and it ate me up for so long that it ruined everything around me. I wanted to be I wanted so what, since I was little, since I was like 6 probably. I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to be a content creator. Too scared to do that. I mean, I uploaded a few videos, but I never got serious about it because I was too scared to change. I was scared to see how people around me are gonna act about it. How are they gonna treat me because I did? I'm doing what I wanted to do. You know, is that gonna change their perception about me? Um, eventually, I wanted to play. Eventually, I played football, and I really, really, really wanted to go to the NFL. And I thought I had a chance, which, you know, hey, maybe that wasn't the cards for me. Um, I got pretty good at it. I felt pretty unstoppable on the field, and I think I was to a point. And that confidence and that skill got me to a point where I had the opportunity to go to multiple schools to play football, right? Even if it wasn't D1, you know, D1 got the best chance to get in the NFL, but even then, some people don't make it. But I had the chance and opportunity to get everything that I've wanted and everything that I worked for to play college or to play football in college. Yeah, college and football, right? To play football in college, but one of the things that stopped me from going is that I was too scared to change. I was scared of what I would be, of what I would become. I was scared of what would happen to everything around me, how I would fit in. I would have went to Minnesota to play football. I live in the big box state right now. If you know, you know, right? But I would have had to go through multiple states to to go chase my dream, and I was too scared to chase my dream. Cause what if it didn't work out? You know, I was horrified that I did all of this work, that I would do all of this work. I'd play my heart out. It still wouldn't be enough. There's a statistic where it shows like this percent goes from high school to college, college to the NFL, or college to whatever other league. I was horrified that I wouldn't be a part of that percent, and so I didn't even give it the chance to try. Right. So that's another thing that ate me up, or that's another thing that the fear of change. Um, Gotta sneeze. Uh-oh. That's another thing that the fear of change took away from me, ripped away from me, and I could do something about it, but I didn't because I was too scared to change. Um, and the last thing, you know, or the most important one to me that I was too scared to change was I was asked by the girl that I love. She asked me to change so many times because she could see what the best was for me. And I was too scared to act on it. I was too scared to change for myself because I was comfortable where I was at. Um, she only saw the best in me, right? And I was too scared to change because I was already comfortable. I knew what I knew and I didn't want to know more and I didn't want to change anything else around me. I liked who I was around. Um, I liked where I was at. I was ready for one change, and that change was to go be with that girl because she lives, you know, all the way in nowhere. And I would have done it. That was the one change that I was willing to make. But even then, I was too scared. I was too horrified to act on it because we would have had to get married. And it's a scary thought, you know. I'm only 19, but I knew this is a girl that I loved. There should have been nothing for, and I still do love her, but there should have been nothing that I was too scared of with her. She made everything, I'm not trying to rant about her, but she made everything go right. Like everything felt right with her. But I was too scared to show her that I was willing to change and I was willing to do all these things. And so, and she had to ask me multiple times for me to change, and I did sometimes, but most of the time I just reverted back to who I was before, and that's exactly who she wanted me to change from. Um, and so she asked me so many times, and I didn't change, or I did change and I went back, right? And that changed her mind of me. That made her mind make up who my character was. And honestly, that is what my character was. I was somebody that was scared to change, somebody that got comfortable and wouldn't move from where they were. Um, and that sucked. That pushed her away. That pushed everybody else away because I pushed them all away. Everybody that tried to be there for me, I wouldn't even let them. You know, I let my choices define my character because I got comfortable and I was too scared to change. You are not defined by your mistakes. You're defined by your choices. A lot of those choices that I've made before, were they mistakes? Sure. Were all of them choices? Yes. And those choices made me who I was. But now, I'm choosing to become who I want to be. I'm striving to do better. I'm striving and making the hard choices every day to be exactly who I want to be, you know? I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm also much, much farther than where I was before. You need to make the hard choices in life. Sometimes those choices are only brought to you through time, but the ones that are in front of you, you pick the hard one, you pick the difficult one, because those ones will be better for you in the long run. You can make good choices, you can make bad choices, but the one you make is the one that's you, you know? You're not perfect and nobody is, but nobody's perfect. Give everybody a little bit of grace, man. Be what you want to see in people. Um, Yikes. You are. I can go back to it, same as the last video. You are exactly who you think you are, and you're exactly who you want to be. To yourself. Some people will think of you any other way, but you have to be real with yourself too. You know, you're not perfect. You're somebody that can try, that tries to be perfect, that strives to be perfect, but you're never gonna be. You will never be perfect. Nobody will ever be perfect. Make the hard choices for yourself, man. It'll it'll be better for you in the long run. It'll be better for your mind in the long run. It doesn't hurt anybody to do the hard choice, you know. I mean, it hurts some people, but you know that's what makes it the hard choice. I'm kind of just rambling now. I think this is probably a video I should have put a little bit of bullet points on, right? But you know, you live and you learn, I guess. We'll be ready for the next video. Um, yeah, man. I don't know. This one might be a scratch. This one might be a comeback to kind of kind of video. You know what I mean? And come back to it and make a more concise one. Maybe this will be a scripted video later, but for now it'll just be a long one. But I don't know, man. Make the hard choice for yourself. If you see, be real with yourself first. You don't like who you are, make the hard choice to be who you want to be. You're not gonna be perfect, but you can sure as hell try to get there. Yeah, man. I don't know. Well, hopefully I'll clean this up a little bit. We can talk about this again. But thank y'all for watching, man. This one's not as long as the last one was, but thank y'all for watching. Comment on the video if y'all prefer the scripted ones or just me yapping like this. I think most of y'all would prefer the scripted one. So, and that's kind of, I think I'm gonna end up doing both anyways, but I think the ratio is gonna be a little bit higher for my scripted videos. So yeah, but let me know what y'all think. Love you. More life. Isn't it all on the screen? Yeah, it is. More life, for life. 224. See you later. Bye.